The National Drug Law Enforcement Agency (NDLEA) has said former commander of the Intelligence Response Team (IRT) of the Nigerian Police Force, Deputy Commissioner of Police (DCP) Abba Kyari, who was arrested for suspected drug trafficking, has not been paraded because it is not the custom of the agency. NDLEA spokesman Femi Babafemi, in a Twitter post monitored by The Nation, said the agency does not parade suspects but only post photos and videos of some recoveries and suspects so people can see the work they do. He also debunked speculations that the charges against Kyari, who will be arraigned today, were meant to scuttle extradition efforts against the suspended police officer, as they had been filed since February 28, 2022. Babafemi, who was responding to a question, said, "A lot of people are mixing things up here. We do not parade suspects. We have never paraded any suspect. This is the truth. I've never brought any suspect before newsmen. What we do most times is that when we issue a statement on our activities, we select some pictures of the exhibits, sometimes with the suspects there, just to show the public, because we have a very cynical society that even with pictures, still a number of people would say it is not possible. So you sometimes need pictures or videos to support the statement you are issuing out so that people can actually see and believe that. Beyond that, some of the things also serve as deterrents to would-be offenders or those who are already in such line of criminality, so that they can see that one day they can also be caught. I'd love to state that the NDLEA did not file charges against these individuals just yesterday. The charges were filed against them since February 28, 2022. The matter has been assigned to a judge, and the suspects are due for arraignment in court on Monday, March 7th, before Court 8 of the Federal High Court in Abuja. This is to correct the insinuation that probably the NDLEA rushed to court to go and file charges after extradition charges were filed against one of the three suspects. In our case, we have charged 7 persons, not just an individual alone. This is to correct the impression so that people would not keep reading unnecessary meaning into certain actions by the agency, he said. The NDLEA, they've just spoken regarding speculation. Speculations have been going around that it's possible that NDLEA, they are trying to hide Abba Kyari from the intended extradition being agreed by the federal government, and that the request being put by the US FBI. We recall that a couple of days ago, the federal government opened up and they said, yes, Abba Kyari is going to be extradited. They finally agreed. Before now, it was Abubakar Malami, the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, who was kind of shying away from the question and trying to protect Abba Kyari. He stated that there's a process to extradition, that Abba Kyari cannot just be taken away out of the country. But we know the US government, they've been pushing really hard. They don't want to let this go. They even at one point criticized Buhari's government that he's the one covering Abba Kyari. He's doing everything to cover Abba Kyari from coming over to the US to answer questions. So we know that has been cleared. Buhari's government, they've agreed that Abba Kyari will be extradited. Then not long from that, NDLEA came out that Abba Kyari is going to be paraded. That was when speculation started coming up that what is NDLEA up to, because the two activities, the two actions cannot take place simultaneously. It has to be one or the other. If Abba Kyari wants to be extradited, NDLEA will not have Abba Kyari to go and face court. He will not be in court. He will not be arraigned. He will not be in court. So that was why questions started coming out. And in the midst of all of these speculations, the NDLEA spokesperson had to clear the air. Femi Babafemi, in a Twitter, he stated that it is not their practice to parade suspects, that they don't parade suspects, because that arose from the question when Nigerians were asking. They kept asking that how come Abba Kyari has not been paraded? If NDLEA are stating that they have a case against Abba Kyari. They've not seen Abba Kyari in their premises, in front of the media, in front of the television, declaring that yes, he's in their custody and this is what is going on, so that everybody knows what is going on. They said they don't operate that way. It's not their practice. That it's not because it's Abba Kyari that it was. As a matter of fact, it's 7 persons that they have a charge against, and none of those persons have been paraded. So it's not because of Abba Kyari. What he's saying right now is that they're just clearing the air, that the charges that they've just brought against Abba Kyari is not meant to scuttle the extradition plans. It doesn't have any connection with the extradition, that they are working on their own and they are doing their own thing. At the end of the day, we'll still find that if there's anything like that, it doesn't take long. It will come out. There's a saying that there's no smoke without fire, and anything hidden will eventually come out. It's only time. If at the end of the day that was actually the mission, we would still find that Nigerians will still find that, because nothing can be hidden. It will still come out. These federal agencies, they have a way of covering things. Probably when they know that Nigerians, they're already having a clue, or already getting an understanding, or already having a picture of what they plan to do, then they begin to release statements and twist their statements anyway. But for now, we believe the NDLE chief that the charges against Abba Kyari is not meant to scuttle his extradition plans. We'll see how all of this goes. What Nigerians are asking for, regarding the hush puppy case, they are just saying let justice be served, and let it not be like some persons are above the law. That's the right word. Some persons are above the law. And Nigerians have been stating that it's because Abba Kyari is from the north. That is why presidency, Buhari's government, have been handling this issue like this. If you were to be someone from another region, another part of the country, that would have been dealt with differently. Imagine how Nnamdi Kanu was extradited from Kenya. That is still a case in court because it was an unlawful extradition. There's usually a process. The government of the country has to be carried along if you need to remove someone from the country, regardless of the person's offense, even if the person is wanted for terrorism, whatever it is. But for the case of Nnamdi Kanu, it wasn't so. It wasn't so. That is why Nigerians are watching this Abba Kyari's case closely, and that is why speculations are going around as well. What we are looking at is that this government should be fair. There should be fairness, there should be equity, there should be justice. It shouldn't be sort of treatment given to northerners and a different treatment given to other regions of the country. Well, guys, NDLA, they've just spoken regarding their plans for Abba Kyari. Leave us your take. Thank you once again for staying tuned. Please don't forget to like, share, and to subscribe. Till I come your way again with more updates. Bye.